Joined today by Associate Head Coach Todd Knott. Thanks for joining us today. Todd, we'll start off with maybe you making a couple comments about our series at Alabama Huntsville, and then as we work toward the road trip with Ferris State. So,
you know what, from Huntsville, we talked about this a week ago here on how difficult they can be to play against. I know people look at the scoreboard after the weekend and they believe it was 4-1 and 5-0. But if you look at both those nights, give them some credit. They have a 1-0 lead Friday night, actually Thursday. My days are all mixed up. Thursday on game one, and then it was Andy Carroll actually that broke us out. I thought he had a really good game, scored a power play goal, and then his very next shift had a very nice assist. That kind of got us going, but give Huntsville credit. And you saw them take down Northern yesterday. They're a very competitive team. They work very hard, and they're not going to lay down for you. And I thought that was the case of the weekend, and give our guys credit on sticking with it. I thought the power play showed up again, which it has been all year. And then Dryden Kay, I'll even go Friday night, the timely saves that he makes. We have a guy go down, turn a puck over on the opening faceoff, and it's a breakaway. It could be 1-0 on a night where Huntsville's looking to respond, and instead we make the save. We get momentum by scoring the first goal of the game. And that's kind of the story with Dryden. It's not just the amount of saves. You might have 10, 15 on certain nights, but there are going to be a couple big ones, whether it's a breakaway on a penalty kill and really timely saves.
the whole thing with Dryden, it continues to amaze, I think, a lot of people who have an opportunity to watch him play game after game like yourself, but the consistency part of it, especially when in games in which he hasn't had to been all that active, and the challenge a goaltender has in order to be able to focus for the entire 60 minutes. Not only that, but when you do have grade A opportunities against you and being able to consistently do what he does, and the numbers are just unbelievable. Todd, in your time, and you've been around the game a long time, it's something that a lot of us haven't seen before.
No, incredible. You just hit it on the head between his ears, because again, we're a pretty aggressive team. We're going to give up some the other way. And he can go 5 minutes without a shot on net, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1 coming down the ice. And he's just very, very calm in those situations. And give some credit to Brendan Pottersay, our goalie coach. I think they've got a great relationship, and I think they've done a great job together.
The challenge that you have now, short work week last week, obviously, and then maybe the travel involved in getting back from Huntsville before you go on another road trip here with Ferris, which is always an interesting thing, because we're like a mass unit around here with the bus taking off of the equipment, or the bus taking off of the equipment today, and us, the rest of the crew, leaving tomorrow. What kind of challenges do you face the back-to-back weekends? And I know you were practicing up at All Seasons Arena today. It's a little smaller rink that we go on the road and face Ferris State in Big Rapids. So just complicated a little bit by the travel and then the facility issues as well.
It is, especially when you say the rink. Our veteran guys that have been around know that things happen really fast in that rink, but we talked about it today with our young guys, that it doesn't. You have to be very smart, simple early on in those games. And Ferris State's not going to lay down. It's a very similar to Huntsville last weekend in terms of our mindset. That's a prideful group. Michigan Tech last weekend took it to them a couple games. They're going to respond to that, and they're going to come out fighting, and we got to make sure we're ready for that.
As we wait for some questions to come in here, and again, we're going to bring in Andy Carroll. So I will let you guys ask questions about Andy, who's coming off a real nice weekend for him, particularly offensively. There is one question here regarding the status of Jared Spooner.
Jared Spooner will not be available this weekend.
Okay, thank you. Besides Andy having a nice weekend, also Dallas Gerads is probably enjoying the best offensive season of his career with here, and he had a nice weekend, and actually heads into this weekend riding a 4-game point scoring streak in which he's scored 3 times, Todd. And we've talked about Dallas in a situation before, and the fact that, you know, he can do a little bit of everything. Obviously, he's a physical guy, he can score, and this year wearing an A, he's also providing some great leadership.
Big time. And you know what, the goals he scores are the tough ones. And that's with the depth that's helped us this year in scoring. He's a big part of that. If you look at his Thursday night goal on the power play, it starts with him kicking it wide. He takes a cross check to the face on the way to the net. And then he takes one to the back, picks up a rebound, and puts it in off the left post. And that's what Dallas brings is, you know, not everyone has a knack. You also have to have some balls to be in that area. And he does have that.
A question regarding the conference standings and the math required to figure out exactly what would it take for us to clinch the conference title. And I know that, we stand atop the standings, and we are undefeated in conference play, Todd, but we haven't clinched anything yet.
We have not. And you know what? I get a headache spending about 30 seconds looking at that. So right now, and I know this is repetitive and maybe boring, but it's one day at a time right now. We're fortunate enough through testing this week, and where a university is allowed taking care of us that way, we're good to be playing right now. And we're going to maintain that one day at a time. It's been working so far, and we're going to try to keep that focus.
Any decisions who the extra skaters will be this weekend?
Not yet.
Thoughts on Connor Mackey making his NHL debut?
You know what? Unbelievable. So deserving on a kid. We were just talking about, you look back, that's not that long ago, 4 years ago, he was playing in Green Bay under Pat Mickish, junior hockey, and played every other game in the USHL. Went from every other game, healthy scratch 30 of them, to player of the year the next year. And how far he's come in a short amount of time is incredible for the kid. It's been fun watching him. Now we just got to get him to stay out of the box.
A lot of people are proud of what he's accomplished right now, and he did have those 3 penalties the last game out, but he's looked like he's fitting in rather nicely, I think.
Very much so.
Andy Carroll's played in all situations for you. What makes him so valuable and able to be so effective on the power play, penalty kill, and 5-on-5?
You know what? First, it's his feet. He's such a good skater, and along with that, he's not afraid to make some plays offensively. Some kids have that feet, but they don't have, whether it's instinct or enough courage to go make some plays. And if you watch one of his power play goal, he's all the way to the goal line and backhands it in. The very next play, or I should say shift, he goes down the wall off of the face-off and throws it back to Julian. Give Julian the Pravnik credit on screaming for the play, and Walker Dewar standing in front of the net tips it. But I thought both those were really big plays in order for us to get some momentum on Thursday night.
You swept Ferris a month ago on your ice. How have the Bulldogs improved since then, and what will you have to be alert for from them?
What's interesting with them, they've had some bodies in and out, and that's the one change a little bit. I think you're going to see them with a few bodies back. Moyes was a big power forward. It was his first weekend back after a long break, and as you know, it takes a little bit of time to get back into it. So for them, they have nothing to lose, and that can be a scary team to play against sometimes, because right now they're just, and again, they're prideful. Coach Daniels does a great job with it, and we know they're going to be hungry.
Okay, Todd, thanks very much. Good luck this weekend, and let's keep it going.
Yep, thanks,
All
Pete.
right, thanks.